Have you ever thought to yourself, man, if air prices keep going up, I don't think I'll be able to afford to put air in my bike tires anymore? Well, me either, because that's not a thing. But I have a thingy in this box that will maybe make me never have to put air in my tires again. Let's see what happens on today's episode of Chicken Cindy's. Woo! I needed to get some new road tires, so I started doing a little bit of research. I've had Tannus armor installed before in one of my tubeless setups on a mountain bike, and I found these thingies. So I'm super excited, I think, to try these out because I've heard installation is pretty sucky, for lack of a better term. But we found some Tannus tires that are airless. They're just like a high density foam almost, but the size I went with was 700 by 25C. I ran 32Cs on my other tires, so these are a little bit smaller than what I was expecting them to be, but doing the Tannus armor calculator for my rims, after you measured the inside of the actual rim, that is the size it recommended for me, and I do not go against recommendations from companies. So here we are with some fancy tools and wheels and tires, so we'll see what happens. I'm excited. The installation videos were pretty interesting, but I got two different size pins. I'm supposed to put them in the rim and see which one fits best out of them. So this is more of just a unboxing right quick of what all is in them. But I'm guessing this tool is gonna come in pretty handy here. The color I went with was, what was it, like Miami pink? Or it's a very bright pink, but I got teal and purple. So I thought it would be pretty good. I snagged these for 50% off. So I got two, of course, one for the front and one for the back. And they were $40 a piece, which is like the price of one new tire almost. So I was like, let's give it a go and see what happens. But we're gonna get these bad boys open and start installation. Wish me luck. In the installation videos, it said to make sure to take the rim tape off and all that fun stuff. So I did actually have this set up tubeless originally. So that was kind of fun to take all that rim tape off. But we're gonna see which one of these, either the green or the blue, fits better. And they said if one fits less tight, to go with that one. Oh, blue's a much better fit. All right, we're doing blue. I will say this pink is pretty cool. I do really like it. But man, this tire, so there's different PSIs over, I guess, firmness. And I went with the middle, which was right around 100 PSI. It said to stretch it out. So I'm gonna stretch it out like, I guess I'm gonna stretch it out the way I stretch out like Cush core. So I must be like a glutton for punishment, primarily because of the fact I do these installations of this stuff, and like a lot of times it's just difficult. All right, so blue it is. Now we have to take these little blue clips, put them in these tiny holes all the way around this bad boy. Oh, okay. Nice! So basically this is where I'm at right now. The tire is on, and what I have to do is push in this side of the tire to get these pins to be seated. I've gotten maybe a quarter of it right now done. And honestly, this has so far been the hardest part. The video I watched by Tannus said I should just be able to slide them in, and they're not sliding in very easily. So this is honestly, this is taking some like brute strength. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but they're getting on there and nothing seems to be breaking. But just a real quick update while we're trying to install this tire. Front wheel is officially done. As I kept going, I learned if you kind of like pushed it in at an angle, it would kind of snap the pin down and into place, and that went a lot easier. So we're gonna do the rear wheel now. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll get a little ride in. And I know there's about a 50 to 70 mile break-in period, so I think I'll have to do like a long-term review, just because I'm not gonna go out and like bust a bunch of miles and give you guys like an opinion on how they are when they're not broken in yet. So let's get the back wheel on, and then we'll be back in just a second. Rear wheel went on much easier. As mentioned in the last clip, I did like this little, like I pushed an angle out in the pin, and that made it pop in a lot better. So now I guess the only thing that's left to do is go on a ride. So I'll change my shoes, I'll throw on a helmet, and we'll ride around real quick, and then we'll get my final thoughts on these bad boys. These tires legitimately confuse me just because there's no air. They're literally just a very dense foam. And I just did a couple miles on the bike ride, maybe like 5 miles, give or take, nothing crazy. As mentioned, they take about 50 to 70 miles to break in, so I can't really give you like, in my opinion, an actual review of them yet. But I can tell you installation was not terrible. I'd say an 8 out of 10 on difficulty. The ride was very pleasant. My tires I used to ride had a max PSI of like 75, 80, and these are rated at right at 100, and they felt very nice, very smooth. I'm very excited for them to break in to see how they do, so I'll probably do a couple 25, 30 mile rides on them, and when I get to about 300 to 500 miles, I'll probably then do an actual review of the tire and let you know how they're breaking in. I really like them. I love the color scheme. I got some purple, I got the teal, and now I got this like Miami hot pink. It legitimately matches my Berserker Nick sticker on the other side, so I'm calling it Berserker Nick Pink. Shout out to Berserker Nick. But it's funny, whenever I held the tire up next to the sticker, they pretty much matched identically, so I thought that was really cool. A lot of you may not know or have seen this bike before, but this is a nuke-proof digger. I've had it for about 3 or 4 years now, and the tires up here are actually 650B tires, so this is actually a gravel bike. But I bought a wheel set for 700C tires, so I do distance rides on this. And then I'll also put on my 650Bs, my gravel tires, when I want to do gravel rides. So this is kind of a double-edged sword for me here. So it doesn't get a lot of airtime on the actual channel just because it's a road bike. And most of the things I do are actually mountain biking. But to stay in shape and for conditioning, this is why I have this bike, you know, when the trails are closed and that kind of a thing. And, you know, I'd recommend you getting a hybrid, a gravel bike, or a road bike as well, because when winter comes around, or, you know, as mentioned, like if your trail's closed due to rain and stuff like that, you could still road ride and get some miles in to keep your body in shape so you can still enjoy your mountain biking. So I'm really excited, again, as mentioned, to see how these go and what happens. But if you have any questions over the things we went over today, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. And as usual, thank you so very much for tuning in. And until next time, everybody take care.